Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, helping you raise your vibration so you can live your best possible life. Let's talk today about a topic that is typically taboo. You're not supposed to talk about it. I don't do shoulds, so politics. It's a tough one. It's one that people don't talk about for a reason because you might get canceled. You might be rejected by friends or family. You might cause a conflict that is irreconcilable. And never in my 43 years of existence have I seen such a volatile political environment as I have the last couple of years. And I'm not going to take sides, so we'll just clarify that right up front. I am in the middle. I have often been in the middle. I have taken a side or two at one point in my life and quickly found that the middle is the better place to be. And that's for me. This is not about what you should or should not think or how you should or should not vote or even talking specifics about politicians. What I do want to talk about is that we spiritual beings, kind-hearted, good beings, doesn't really matter if you consider yourself a spiritual being or not, if you have the best intentions for the world, for your family, for your community, then there is one strategy that we need to keep top of mind as our highest priority, and that is to be understanding. To be compassionate, to be kind, to be loving. And I personally like to hold myself to a Christ-like standard. That Christ consciousness is the example of how I want to live my life. And from a psychological perspective, if you know me, you know I have many interests that include spirituality, psychology, biology, neurobiology, biohacking, things of that nature. When it comes to a psychological perspective, it is well known that how someone behaves or the choices they make are often driven out of a need for survival. And basically what that means is that there is a reason for everything they do and everything they say and everything they think. And it is usually driven by a need for safety. So as we go through life and we see one side judging the others as blind and ignorant and sheeple, and we see another side blaming the others as anger-filled and hatred and ignorant and whatever other words I'd rather not repeat may be used, it's very unfortunately that we are so divided. That the phrase and the term united we stand, divided we fall came about for a reason. That if you look at a colony of ants, and I think of the ant movie my kids love to watch, the Pixar movie, that together those ants can defeat the grasshoppers that are trying to take their food and destroy their colony. But alone, an ant doesn't stand a chance. And we can even take it into a greater perspective outside of politics, outside of one certain country, and look at it from a global perspective, from the perspective of the human race and our collective need that we all share very similar needs and desires. The desire for love and respect, the desire to feel valuable and worthy, the desire to contribute, to make a difference, to do something that matters. These are all things that we can share. And that if we would take the time to be compassionate and understanding, we would recognize that every single person, no matter what they're doing or saying or choosing to believe or how they're voting, is doing so to be safe, to feel comforted, to feel like they're on the right side, to do things that matter. And I think it is worth saying that the voting people are very different than the politicians. That we vote on policy, we vote on topics that matter to us and not necessarily the person or the group of people. And that when we start to lump a whole mass group of people together with a politician and say they are all this, the way this one person is, then we lose sight of the value, the intrinsic, inherent worthiness and value in each and every single person. We never gave them a chance. We have to honor their needs. We have to honor their path. We have to honor their choices and look deeper and understand what in you is needing to be comforted, what in you is needing to be loved. And without self-sacrificing, to ask ourselves if there's anything that we can do to assist in creating a safer, more loving place for our neighbor, for our friend, regardless of their political position, their gender, their race, their identity, no matter what it is. Love thy neighbor as thyself. It does not, there are no ifs, ands, or buts. It is non-negotiable. There are no exceptions. That we have a, dare I say, obligation to honor each other's paths, to love unconditionally, to be willing to see where they're coming from, to know that the vast majority of the reason why a person behaves the way they do is because they're scared. To see when a person makes a choice, makes a statement, has a behavior that does not sit well with us and our beliefs, to recognize that that is stemming from a place of fear. A desire to do the right thing, a desire to be safe, a desire to be loved, respected, valued. So I know this is not a super exciting topic. I'm not going to rock the boat. I'm not going to piss anybody off. And it might, you probably, I won't even speak that over this video. I would not be surprised if a few people clicked off very early on because it's not sexy. It's not glamorous. Who cares? Love thy neighbor. But do we realize collectively that if we could fully step into this, the world could be really freaking amazing and we would solve a vast majority of our problems, and this is what it's going to take to be able to create heaven on earth. This is what it's going to take to create the new earth. And by refusing to judge, refusing to label, to bucket, to send hatred or anger or aggression or judgment at others, we are refraining from the resistance that keeps us grounded in the 3D, the 4D, and not moving into the higher realms. So no matter how much on the outside perspective it seems like we need to focus on the problem and focus on the people who we believe to be the problem, no amount of resistance will ever solve the problem. No amount of resistance will ever change a perspective. What you resist persists. So it would appear that the vast majority of the solutions that we need to be employing are illogical. So if it doesn't feel right, if it feels funny or foreign, just know you're on the right path. All right, let's start exercising a new muscle. Compassion, and asking maybe why 2 or 3 times. Why would they do that? And then ask that again. Why would they do that? And then ask that again. Why would they do that? And almost every time you get down to those core needs of needing to feel safe, loved, seen, heard, cared for. In all of us. All right, I will keep it short. I love you guys. Please do like, subscribe, and share. Drop an emoji comment would be amazingly helpful for the YouTube algorithm. I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, do click this button to be notified of the next videos, or you could continue the conversation, not politics related and probably a little bit more exciting, with this button here below. All right, take care. Bye.